My favorite album of all time is the White Album by the Beatles.
Nice.
This is actually an original pressing.
Amazing.
From, a long time ago with a serial number on it, so a big prized possession of mine. I found it at a place called Stingray Records. It's in New Braunfels.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It's super cool.
Close
the
by.
guy there has a place in Santa Barbara, and they just travel around and find records, and that's what they do.
Why is this your favorite album?
I think that, well, not just this album, but most of the Beatles albums, but this one in particular, they use a lot of experimentation in what they did with this album. They, use instruments in different ways. I just think that this album in particular shaped the music that we listen to today and it really turned around the music industry, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I would like it. And some of my favorite songs are all time on it, so.
Speaking of, what are some of your favorite songs on the album?
My favorite one of all time is Happiness is a Warm Gun. That's my favorite Beatles album. favorite Beatles song, favorite song in general. I love I Will and Honey Pie. Those are two great songs. Just this usage of guitar in it, and just like the peppiness of like Honey Pie is really cool. I Will, it's just a beautiful ballad. I love ballads, so.
So tell me more about why, like, the Beatles specifically are your specific favorite.
Honestly, my mom introduced them to me when I was a little kid. I was probably like 4 when she first played them for me, and I just instantly was hooked on their music and their sound. And I love the Beatles because each album is so of itself. You know what I mean? It's one of itself, and I love that. I love that you can have one experience with this album. You can have one experience and you listen to Abbey Road and get a whole different experience. I love that about their music. And I just think that without the Beatles, the music industry wouldn't be what it is today, in my opinion. And I just feel like I've grown with their music.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what are some of your other top Beatles albums then?
Oh, gosh. I got a display. Magical Mystery Tour is great.
Magical Mystery Tour?
Rubber Soul is probably number 2.
Yeah.
Rubber Soul. No, Revolver is number 2. It's Revolver, then Rubber Soul, and then probably Magical Mystery Tour. Revolver, it's some of my greatest, favorite songs on it. Eleanor Rigby is one of my favorite songs by them. Honestly, Revolver and the White Album kind of have a similar vibe, honestly, and it's my favorite Beatles vibe.
What kind of vibe is that?
I don't know, it's just a lot of experimentation and a lot of psychedelic-y type stuff. It's hard to say that just these 2 albums are experimental, because all of their albums are experimental, like I said, of themselves. But yeah, Revolver would be number 2.
You think you're drawn to psychedelic music?
Yes, 100%. I love the usage of guitar and how they can make it the different distortions and different stuff that they can do with it. And I love experimental music. That's what this all comes down to, is that I love experimental music, and they're the kings of experimental music. So yeah.
Any last thoughts?
The Beatles are amazing. Anything made 90s below is incredible. That's all I gotta say. Music for the young people.
Thank you. Peace out.
Peace.